Majesty the Queen is easily the most famous and most respected racehorse owner in the history of horse racing. It's a long history that, as both chariot racing and mounted horse racing can be traced back to ancient Greece in the year 648 BC. Her Majesty took over the string of horses owned by her father, King George VI, upon his death in 1952. She immediately declared her intention to continue owning and breeding horses in continuation of her childhood fascination with this equestrian sport. Make no mistake, outside of her official duties, horse racing was the Queen's primary interest, and only exceptional circumstances would cause her to miss racing's biggest flat racing events, such as the Derby at Epsom. Indeed, the Queen was famous for her decades-long attendance at every day of the glamorous Royal Ascot meet, with her daily entrance in her horse-drawn carriage, pulled along the home straight of the world-famous racecourse among the daily highlights of the meet. Famously, the Queen never won the Derby, the premier classic and the blue-ribbon event on every horse racing calendar. Oriole came closest, second in the 1953 Derby, while Carlton House wore her colours to a third-place finish in the Derby of 2012. But she won all four of the other classics: Carrozza in the 1957 Oaks with legendary jockey Lester Piggott, Paul Mall in the 1958 2000 Guineas, Highclere in the 1975 1000 Guineas, before the same horse, Highclere, won the French 1000 Guineas in the same year at Shaunty Racecourse. The horse, rated by many as the best she ever owned, Dunfermline, won the Oaks and St. Leger Double in 1977. The Queen was not only an owner of outstanding flat horses, she also owned the notable steeplechasers, although her interest in jumps racing was almost negligible when compared to her flat racing involvement. Famously, in 1956, the horse, Devon Lock, owned by the Queen and her mother, and ridden by Dick Francis, cleared the last fence in the 110th English Grand National and appeared to have the race at his mercy. Devon Lock was well ahead of the field and appeared as if he would have to fall to lose. And fall he did. Devon Lock did what has been described as a fly jump, a perfect split, to give up his advantage. He regained his footing, but lost all chance of even making the frame. Heartbreak of epic proportions. That's as close as the Queen got to winning the most famous steeplechase in the world. 2 times the Queen was champion flat owner in Britain. The trainers who assisted her cause over the years include a who's who of British racing royalty, headed by the legendary Barbadian and the 10-time British flat racing champion, Sir Michael Stout. The Queen had an affinity for Lester Piggott, Britain's greatest jockey, naming him as her favourite. Of the contemporary crop of riders still plying their trade, Her Majesty identified the great Irishman Ryan Moore as her favourite. Queen Elizabeth was a woman like no other, a genuine credit to horse racing and the wider racing industry. Her world-famous colours have been carried to many significant triumphs. Elizabeth was Queen Regnant of global horse racing. She will be missed.